Hello, everyone. This is Chris from Feldgrau Productions with you for the May 2022 Warmaster Fantasy 10mm roundup. And let's jump right into it and see what people have been making this May. Heading alphabetically, a note that we're skipping Forest Dragon, who had taken the month of May off, but Greenskin Miniatures continues to produce their Araby army close to the end now with some camel cavalry and also some great looking elephants, which I personally am planning on using for some Lord of the Rings projects. I believe the Araby army is going to be finished in June, but we'll take a look at those next month. Onmioji is continuing to release a mix of small and large scale miniatures. The only 10mm scale so far this month has been some bog tier bear riders. They look fantastic, and I think we all know some Kislev winged lancers when we see one. I can tell you if I had a Kislev army, I would be anxious to add these in there. Tordominis continues to sculpt 10mm figures at an astounding rate. In May, they're offering 4 different waves of miniatures. They're finishing the Excess Demon army that they started in a previous month, then starting a brand new force of Ethereal Covenant, something that you don't really see in traditional Warmaster rules, but is drawn more from the Age of Sigmar world. They're also finally continuing to add more figures to their ever-evolving Dragon Dynasty line. Now, there's so many pictures and renders out there from their Patreon, I can't possibly show them to you all, so please check out their Patreon. All of their sample renders are publicly available. You do not have to be a patron to see them. Now, while Varus Miniatures is not updating monthly, nor charging monthly, the current miniatures in their cycle include some great Plague heroes and also a foray into 6mm Epic 40K with some Space Marines so detailed they could easily be printed at larger than 6mm scale. Varus is currently planning on some End Times Plague heroes as their next figures. There's a little bit of concept art up there that should come out as part of the same cycle. Now, as a personal appeal, Varus, I please need you to get those amazing Lord of the Rings minis I've seen you previewing out because I needs the precious for my own projects, if he's listening. Finally, for Patreons, this month Wakes Emporium is releasing some 10mm fantasy Beastkin heroes and demon hounds. Now, sample renders aren't yet available, but these are some Beastkin from previous months. Wake is also releasing a ton of great 6mm content over there, both in the Grim Dark and Clone Wars universes, so check out their Patreon for more renders. On to the non-Patreon releases. These are the releases that have come out in approximately the last month since April 20th. Ankylo Miniatures just released a Beast Lord in this classic old school style. They also recently had a Kickstarter, although it is over now, with some 6mm Grimdark Super Soldiers. Cromarty Forge added even more options to their city wall lines, but also took their existing Britons and modified them into a part fantasy, part historical Tribes of Prydain army. Inspired by those ancient Britons, it could be a great Albion force in Warmaster. Check out Gumroad for some more sample renders. Polish Lightning Minis has started a new line of Eastern Dynasty figures in 10mm. This month includes peasant spearmen, crossbowmen, and more heavily armored terracotta soldiers. It looks like Total War Warhammer 3 has put the idea of Cathay into a lot of creators the last few months. Seems like a bit of a light month this spring, but please let me know if I've missed any other creators out there. I'm working to try to make this resource as complete as possible for the 3D printed 10mm miniature world, looking for fantasy, but also some of the ancient or medieval historicals, if you know of any. As always, make sure you keep printing on painting. This is Chris from Feldgrau Miniatures, signing out.